What's up, guys?
What's up, people? What's
Good
up?
morning, good afternoon, or good evening from wherever you are in this part of the world.
And what time you're listening lah?
Yeah, I have no idea if you are Malaysians. Well, good morning, as we are recording at this moment. So, of course, without further ado, welcome to our Kopitiam podcast. This is Linkath's Kopitiam podcast. Yes, this is a very new podcast. I'm sure for some of you have been familiar with our previous podcasts. They are of business nature, a bit more formal.
Yep.
You will probably know them as Biz Bites. But this one is a little bit different. Kopitiam is a bit more casual, laid back, as the term, the coffee itself, when you order at your local place.
Right.
So that's how great it is.
So we have our business podcast and we recommend that you really check it out. We've covered a few topics till date today. So do take a look. It's BIZBYTES, Linkath Biz Bites. And so Kopitiam is a new initiative. We're trying to get to the ground level of how the conversations should be. Hence, Kopitiam, right? Because it's very local and very Malaysian.
I mean, you also can go international, not to leave our global friends out there,
Right.
Alienated. But what we're trying to say is Kopitiam is a little bit more chill, a little bit more relaxed in terms of our conversation. It's not like Biz Bites where we talk about business, very serious stuff. Although we probably don't really sound serious sometimes in those podcasts as well.
We don't.
But in here it's a little bit more chillax and whatnot. Think of this as it's a radio show of sorts. We are
Right.
two DJs, two aspiring DJs, and
Aspiring DJs
in a sense, and then we're just trying to
capture your hearts.
dish out a regular radio program like Hits FM, Fly FM, whatever it is, and just let you all have a good time listening to whatever you're gonna talk about. And of course, this is the first episode in a sense, and what we're gonna be talking about is, of course, Kopitiam and cafes.
Right.
Yep.
So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna talk about Kopitiams and cafes, and we're gonna make it local this time. So we're gonna focus purely in the Malaysian context.
Yes. So of course, the first episode should appropriately be something about coffee. Come on, it's like to honor the Kopitiam name. We'll make it about coffee, and then of course in Malaysia, we have very different ways of enjoying our coffee. We have the very local Kopitiam, we have the very hipster cafes, we have the very global cafe outlets like Starbucks, Coffee Beans, Gloria Jeans, whatever it is, whatever that suits your cup of bean.
Right. So Malaysia has a vibrant coffee culture, and the average Malaysian actually drinks 2.5 cups of coffee per day. So coffee is something we Malaysians really, it's a really integral part of our lives. I think we can't survive without our coffees. Well, especially me, because I am a self-professed coffee addict. So I can't go on without my cup of Java in the morning and in the noon and in the evening. So that's 3 cups per day.
Yeah, and as we are recording this right now, he has a coffee mug on the table.
I have a coffee mug on. I have my coffee here.
Yeah, there's probably some black coffee or something over there. So that really sums up Surya's addiction in a sense.
Precisely.
So coffee is obviously very important in the Malaysian culture, as you all know. And of course, we're going to be talking about, of course, which one is better. The topic of the day for today is very simple. Which one is better? Or which one do you prefer? Kopitiams or cafes?
Right.
It's very simple as that.
Right.
Yeah. So of course, before we go on any further and get really into the Kopitiam and cafe debate, should I say, or argument or whatever it is. Of course, thank you all for listening to this podcast so far. And of course, this episode is brought to you by one of our great vendors, Excelsa Coffee. Yes.
So this podcast is actually brought to you by Excelsa. Excelsa is actually a brand that sells premium tea products and also premium coffee products, and you can definitely check Excelsa out at Linkath, www.linkath.com. And we have coffee on almost everything. We have coffee, we have white coffee, we have durian white coffee, we have chocolate strawberry white coffee, we have strawberry coffee, and if you look at the amount of tea products that Excelsa has. There's misai kushing, there's pecah beling, there's a lot. Okay, so do check them out, and let's get right into our segment, shall we?
Yeah, of course. So, Kopitiam and cafes.
Right.
Well, you know what I like. I know what you like.
Okay.
I think we'll probably be on the same page at this point.
Are we?
Okay, on the count of 3,
right,
we will say out the outlet that we prefer to enjoy our coffee, whether between Kopitiam or cafes. Okay, in the count of 3, we will utter out the place we prefer.
Let's do that. Let's do that.
Alright, guys, listen up. The count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
McDonald's.
Dude, I'm just saying between cafes and Kopitiams. Why you bring up McDonald's?
Yeah. So I'll explain why later on.
Basically, he's saying cafes at this point because McDonald's has McCafe, so
that's
not a Kopitiam.
Yeah,
that's far from what a Kopitiam is.
So actually, so I am a fan of Kopitiam coffee. Because it's
why didn't you say Kopitiam earlier on?
Well, let me explain.
Why didn't you support them? Why don't you show your love for them? Why cafe pula? McCafe? Apalah ni? What is this?
That's because but then to actually get into this, I have to explain like a huge backstory.
Yes, better start explaining.
Right. So I grew up on Kopitiam coffee, which is coffee at local coffee shops. And especially in Penang, it's more. Kopitiams are more prevalent and they are more readily available everywhere. Okay, we're not sure how is it in the other states, but in Penang definitely, Kopitiam is a definite part of the Penang Nights culture.
Yeah, definitely, especially in places like Georgetown, our capital city and our heritage area as well, UNESCO heritage. FYI, and of course also in the mainland part of Penang, there's also a vibrant cafe scene going on. It's been going on for many years.
Many years.
In a way, you can say that it sort of affected the businesses of Kopitiams. It did. Yeah, back then it's like you just go to Kopitiams or at certain points Starbucks and Coffee Bean, but you have all the hipster cafes or even just basically a place with air conditioning, baristas and everything to serve you coffee. So of course we prefer it because hot Malaysian weather equals to a lot of sweat, so we always like to be indoors
and
very comfortable and very
we love
chill.
our aircon.
Yeah, of course, we love aircon. We even have aircon as we speak right now. Enjoying it.
So the first wave of coffee culture that hit Malaysia was actually through the kopitiams, the local coffee shops. The coffee that's being served to you by the old uncle and auntie. And these coffees are usually made from the Hainanese style coffees.
Okay.
Hainanese
styles. Yeah, because usually when you think of kopitiams, you'll see the uncle, the aunties coming in and then asking you, what do you want? And they say, kopi o, kopi si ais, kopi si panas, stuff like that. And that's why we have our title of the podcast as Kopi Si, because it's quintessentially Malaysian or quintessentially Southeast Asian.
Precisely.
In every sense of the word.
And the coffee that is made at this kopitiam, they just get better over time because they use back the coffee beans. So the flavor sort of deepens. And the coffee that actually comes out from all these kopitiam is actually has a very earthy tone to it.
Yes. Usually it's like very bitter in a sense, especially if you try the black versions. If you don't try like the Kopi Si, you just try Kopi O. Usually it's one of the strongest coffees you can have. Of course, in terms of taste for certain coffee connoisseurs, they would, I don't know if I'm pronouncing them correctly, but
connoisseurs, you got it right.
Connoisseurs, the cafe coffee connoisseurs, they might argue that kopitiam coffees, although they are strong and very bitter, but they may not have much of a character, so to speak.
That's true.
Because kopitiam coffees, usually the beans, if I'm not wrong, they are always usually like mixed. They're not pure beans per se. They are like mixed with other different types of coffees, barley or something, and then they sort of mix and match to cut costs.
So the beans are cheap compared to the beans that we get in. Compared to the beans that we get in cafes and commercial outlets like Starbucks today. But the thing that makes the kopitiam coffee special is that it pairs well with other breakfast food like roti bakar,
your toast, your boiled eggs,
and also your boiled egg.
With soy sauce, a little bit of salt, pepper and whatnot.
Right.
Enjoy it. That's
Right.
a quintessentially Malaysian breakfast at this point. Yeah.
So it pairs well with these foods, and so it's a perfect way to end the meal after you've had like a good breakfast. That's how you end your meal. You have this coffee, you have the Kopitiam coffee, and you're good to go. You're up and awake and alert for the day.
True that, and it costs about, I guess, within 10 ringgit, so to speak.
Yeah, so the coffee itself costs like around 150, 152 ringgit,
and the toast will probably be about, I guess,
3
ringgit.
Yeah.
And then if you have another egg to add to that, it probably be another 2 ringgit or something.
Right.
I guess. So it's still not even 10 ringgit. So by certain standards, maybe in the past it's a lot cheaper. Now it's more expensive, but it's still
pretty darn cheap.
Yeah, it's still within 10 ringgit. So
Right.
by most people's standards, I guess you can say it's arguably cheap.
Precisely.
Especially if you compare it to the cafes that Surya and I happen to love. We prefer cafes, but of course, they come at a price, and the price is usually higher prices.
Yes. So the first wave of coffee in Malaysia is actually Kopitiam coffee, and then everything changed when coffee became commercialized and companies like Starbucks, Gloria Jeans, Coffee Bean entered Malaysia. So suddenly, coffee became a very premium product for Malaysian consumers.
Yeah, I think that was like maybe when I was a kid back in standard 4, standard 6. When I was like 10 to 12 years old.
Early 2000s.
I think during then I remember the first commercial cafe outlet that I saw was Coffee Bean.
Coffee Bean?
Yeah, in Bukit Jambu here in Penang.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw there was like a Coffee Bean, and then I was asking my dad, what is this? I was like, oh, it's coffee.
Did you?
And then I was asking my dad, I thought usually only Kopitiams will have coffees. That's the only place that we can get to drink coffee, or maybe at home when we prepare it ourselves.
Right.
He says, no, there's a new way of enjoying coffee.
Right.
Like how the Americans enjoy coffee, how the Europeans enjoy coffee. So now the Western way of enjoying it has come to Asian shores.
Yes.
Yeah, back then
precisely.
because, Kopitiam is very Asian in nature, and then suddenly the West, the Caucasians, I guess, they brought over this culture to us.
So it's
and then
a Western thing.
Yeah, and then in the next few years, and then we really enjoyed it. I had my first Coffee Bean coffee,
Right.
and it was pretty good. I enjoyed the taste of it.
Oh.
Why not? Even to this day, I would still say, compared to Starbucks and Coffee Bean, I still prefer Coffee Bean. And
Okay.
because of course, maybe there's some nostalgia involved in it. Back as a kid, that was the first like hipster coffee I enjoyed, and then I still love it. But of course, that was back then. Back then, there was only the commercial outlets and kopitiams.
Right.
So there was like either the Eastern way or the Western way.
Right.
And then, of course, skip forward to maybe like 2008, 2010, and the more recent days of today, everything changed again.
Right.
Yeah, it's like even the commercial, it's a third force. It's a third force involved, which is the local baristas and the hipster cafes.
Right. So now what we're seeing today is we're seeing an emergence of cafes all over the major cities, especially in Malaysia, in cities like Kuala Lumpur, Georgetown. We're seeing lots and lots of cafes and coffee experts coming out, and the emphasis on coffee today is more on the process of its production. So lots and lots of attention and care goes to each step of the production, like where the beans are sourced from, how is it brewed, what sort of water are you using, and then what sort of milk are you using, and what is the ratio of milk to coffee to etc.
Oh my god.
So much attention actually now goes to the production process of a cup of Java that you're getting. So it's now the product was the product back then. Now the product is an experience, and that's how it's being commodified.
Yeah, can you imagine asking all these type of questions to your local kopitiam uncle?
Oh hell no.
Where do you get your beans? Where do you get all your kopi or ingredients from? And then he'll probably respond to you with a very weird, very weird. It's like, son, what are you talking about?
Precisely.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
We get it all in Penang, in Malaysia, and then we mix here and there. Then that's it. That's the end of the story. You go to the hipster cafe, you'll be asking them, where did you get your beans? How do you do it? They'll probably tell you a long list of things, like we get it in Brazil.
Oh, they'll tell you.
Get it in Jamaica. Get it in Kenya, Africa, and then how we prepare it. We will use our state-of-the-art machine, and then
how's
after
it
that,
being grinded?
yes, and then we would the ratio, whatnot. To me, it's like I don't really ask this type of questions. Even if I go to the hipster cafe, I'm a very simple man. As long as the taste is to my liking,
right,
I order.
Okay.
If I like it, I buy it. If I don't like it, well, basically, I show a particular finger right to them. So yeah, that's how it goes. So I don't really ask too many questions because I don't know. I'm getting the feeling that although I like coffees from places like the hipster cafes and Starbucks, Coffee Bean, Gloria Jeans, that type of chain outlets,
right?
But I'm starting to feel like maybe like the way they explain how they get all their coffees and whatnot is more of a branding or more of a branding technique to sort of persuade you to actually buy their coffee when actually maybe their coffees come from very simple places, like maybe it's just in Indonesia or it could be just in Africa or something. It's just that one place, but they brand it like they're in Brazil or some exotic places. So I don't know. I mean, I'm not to say that they are lying to our thieves. Obviously not, but I don't know. Maybe they tend to exaggerate quite a bit, I guess.
That's true. Yeah, so since this is the trend though, so what people want to know more is how is it being made, and people are able to differentiate how the different beans and the different processes actually impacts the taste. So coffee is actually becoming like a wine, I would say. So there So there are wine tasters, and wine tasters would be able to tell you, like which sort of wine and how is it aged and what barrel is it aged in. So the same thing is happening to a coffee. Coffee is becoming like wine these days.
Oh my god, so atas.
Yeah, it's becoming a bit atas.
So uptown. For those who don't get what atas means, it's so uptown. It's like so posh.
Yeah.
So elegant. So prestigious. So good that you have to enjoy this coffee. Where the glorious beans, the top state-of-the-art beans from all over the world.
All from Cambodia.
Oh my god.
From Kenya.
I'm so sorry to all the Brits out there who's listening to me right now, and I sound
they're probably offended.
Very pompous and very fake. Well, what to do? I'm from Liverchester. Wherever that place is.
I don't think such a place.
Back to Malaysia.
Back to Malaysia.
Like, I'm so sorry, everyone. Yeah, so I mean, basically, cafes, kopitiams, whatever. As long as we love the coffee, we drink it. But of course, if you still ask me, I still prefer cafes because I really like the taste they actually produce.
Right.
As much as it is more expensive than the ones in kopitiams, I have to say that the taste is really significantly different, and there's more choices. Like, okay, for you, Surya, what's your favorite coffee beverage?
Right. So,
what's your go-to coffee? If you only have, in this whole lifetime of yours, you only get to drink one type of coffee,
what would it be?
What would it be?
Okay, so my favorite coffee is actually latte, and latte from McDonald's. Let me explain.
McCafe.
McCafe.
No.
That's because I like coffee from Café, right? And the problem with that is cafe coffees are expensive. They cost you like 12, 13, 14, probably even more, and you don't even get a lot. You just get one small cup of coffee and that's it. So why I like McDonald's coffees is that they cost less than 10 ringgit. Usually it's within 7 to 8 ringgit, and you still get the coffee experience, and it still tastes pretty darn good.
Yeah. You can say McCafe is basically like disrupting the commercial chains
more
so than the hipster cafes still have their specialty and everything. They always stay, but you can say that McCafe is one of the giants who are trying to beat Starbucks and Coffee Bean.
Sort of like capitalize.
So it's working, because when I went there to McCafe one time, I was skeptical about them at first. Thought, McDonald's doing coffee. But then when I tried their cappuccino, FYI, I love cappuccino. That's my go-to coffee. Yeah, that's my go-to coffee. Right. And so I tried the cappuccino in the McCafe over there, and I won't say it's the best cappuccino I've ever had.
Right.
I've had better ones, but it's pretty good for the price that I'm paying for.
It's not bad, right?
Yeah. I think it was around like 8 or 9 ringgit. It's not even 10.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know how it is right now, but that was I think a year or so ago, and it's pretty cheap. It's within 10 ringgit. Granted, in kopitiams you can get your coffee, your toast, and your egg and everything, while in McDonald's you probably only get that one coffee and that's it. That's your breakfast. So yeah, it's still significantly more expensive than kopitiams.
Yeah.
But we are not talking about price here. We're talking about in terms of like the experience, the taste. So, and in terms of commercial chains, definitely McCafe is the value for money version of it.
Right.
Yeah, it's beating Starbucks and Coffee Bean hands down in terms of price and the taste. For what you get, for what you're paying for, is pretty darn good. That's why.
And the thing is that since there's such an influx of coffee and cafes now in Malaysia, what cafes tend to do is they have to differentiate themselves from other people, right? So what they tend to do is they tend to try to customize the experience of the environment and also of the coffee to make themselves unique. So if you look at Penang, come back to Penang again, there are lots and lots of themed cafes, right? So there's the anime cafe, there's the dog cafe, there's the cat cafe.
Oh god, there's even a cafe where you go in there and drink a coffee and there's cats all over you.
Yeah,
and then you get to,
it's pretty fun though.
You get to stroke the cat's fur. You get to, it's almost like you are in your home and then you own a bunch of cats. And then they're with you, very cute, and after that you just go back home.
Yeah, but you can't take them home, which sucks. But anyway.
Okay, that will be another topic regarding cats, I think. So anyway, yeah, for cafes, you can see that it's getting very innovative. The way you enjoy your coffee, especially with the hipster cafes, they're trying to create unique experiences as compared to when you just go into like Starbucks or Coffee Bean. You just go there, you order your coffee, you go and sit down in the coffee table, and then you just drink.
It's no longer like that.
No longer like that. It's no longer that simple. They are trying to sort of, not to say complicate it, but they're trying to revolutionize the experience. Maybe when you go there, you drink a coffee, they will do some deco on your coffee itself.
Yep.
They put your face in it or something, and or maybe certain places like there's cats and dogs or whatever.
Do you find it a turn off that the experience is being very commercialized? The coffee experience.
It's hard to say. I mean, on the one part, yes, I don't really like that it's becoming so commonplace that it's hard to find the really good coffees. But it's also a good thing because there's so much of them, so everybody really has to up their games, especially within the hipster cafe community, because there's so much of them around in Georgetown and all over Penang. The competition is really fierce. They even have to fight against Starbucks and Coffee Bean at certain times. So that really forces the baristas there to really train themselves really well. And then from there, they produce excellent coffees or crappy coffees. So if you are lucky enough that you're able to find the cream of the crop in Penang, the one with the best coffees or whatever, then usually it's one of the best.
Precisely.
It's one of the best, I tell you. If you're able to find it. If you can't find it, then usually we have the okay, so alright coffees. But usually if you can find the good ones, then it's usually really good. And people will always frequent there. The lines are long.
So there is some economics here that we can see. We definitely know that competition is good for consumers because competition, drives costs down, costs of products down, and forces businesses to innovate and produce offerings that are more unique.
Yeah, of course.
And are more diverse.
Yeah.
So that's good. That's good for us coffee drinkers, because we be assured that we're getting the best at any time. And the players that are not able to compete and innovate and distinguish themselves will be out of the market.
Well, we have all the coffee that we need in Penang, and then whether they close down or not, hopefully they don't close down, we get to still enjoy our coffees. Even Surya right now is enjoying his coffee. And speaking about that,
Cheers,
I think I want to go out right now and have some coffee. I'll probably go down to the Starbucks right across our office right there, and then probably enjoy a cup of cappuccino or something.
You're gonna get a cappuccino?
Are you gonna join me?
I just might follow you.
Are you gonna follow me?
Yeah.
Alright then. So I guess that brings an end to our podcast because we're going to have some coffee right now.
Right.
So yes, of course, thank you so much everyone for enjoying and listening to this podcast of ours. We are going to have more of episodes like this every now and then. So of course today is Friday and TGIF, FYI.
TGIF,
so
TGIF.
Yes, so this is our first episode. The next episode you'll probably hear from us again on Monday. Here, watch this space. It's going to be here on Monday. So what we are trying to do right here with the episode the frequency is we will probably have episodes from Monday to Friday. So there'll be 5 episodes in a week, and in every weekday there'll be 1 episode. Monday 1 episode, Tuesday 1 episode, Wednesday 1 episode, Thursday 1 episode, and Friday 1 episode. So because today is Friday. We have this one episode. Saturday, Sunday, you know, we want to chillax and enjoy our personal life. You know, we all got to.
We'll come back.
Yeah, we'll come back. Don't worry. After we recharge ourselves, and then we'll be back. And then who knows what the second episode will be. But like I said, I hope you enjoyed this episode so far. Enjoyed listening to about, you know, Kopitiams, cafes, not to say the history behind it, but the culture behind Malaysia's obsession with coffees. So yeah, we are really obsessed with it. We always talk about drinking coffee, meeting up for coffee, chilling and whatnot. So we felt that it's very important that we, you know, talk about it as the first episode for Kopi C.
Right.
And on that note, well, we are about to head off. Are you gonna head off or not?
Yeah,
I want to go right now. So okay, thank you so much, everyone.
Stay tuned to our content, and we'll see you.
Bye.